say the little intro though, then what do I do next?
To make these bagels, you're gonna need this next, and then yeah.
You want me to just do
Step
it?
one.
Just
Yeah.
bust the wall, like go in. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Megan. Welcome to Treat Yourself. Today we're going to be making homemade bagels. All you're gonna need is bread flour, water, some yeast, whatever other toppings that you want to put on top. So if you're making everything bagels, we're using minced onion, poppy seeds, sesame seeds, some garlic, and salt. That's it. There's not a lot of ingredients in bagels. It's crazy. So we're gonna do it. To start, we're just gonna get 1.5 cups of warm water, and we're gonna whisk in our yeast. This tends to like clump up a lot if you're not careful, so I like to pour the yeast in first. Pour the water in, stir it up a little bit, and then we're just gonna set this aside, cover it, and let it get like super foamy and weird on the top. Meanwhile, we can start getting our dough ready. So you're gonna get 4 cups of bread flour. Oh, this bowl is gonna be big enough. Get your flour all over the place. And then you're gonna add a tablespoon of brown sugar. You're gonna add 2 tablespoons of salt. Just pour your salt all over the counter a little bit, it's okay. You know, pouring salt is very tedious. So you're just gonna combine that. Heavily breathing, sorry. Now she's ready to go. Check in on our yeast. Still needs a little more time. We'll give it like 5 minutes on the timer. All right, welcome back. It's been 5 minutes later.
It's been 5 minutes later.
It's been 5 minutes later.
It's either.
It's been 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes later.
There you go.
Don't put that in. Don't make me look like a stupid idiot.
Oh, I'm putting it in.
Okay, anyway, welcome back. It's been 5 minutes. Are you happy? And we're ready to move on. What? Anyway, so now we got our dry ingredients, wet ingredients, we're gonna combine them. Ideally, you would have a stand mixer for this. I don't have one, but listen, it's okay. So we're gonna start mixing these up. It's gonna turn into dough probably like very quickly, in which case we're just gonna go ahead and turn it over onto the counter and start kneading it. Wash your hands before this. Coronavirus, you know, she's still out there. Look at that. She's dough already. Put this onto the counter to combine it the rest of the way. And you're gonna give it a solid kneading until it turns into like one dough ball. All right, looks pretty solid. Next, we're just gonna grease up our bowl that our dough is going to then live in for approximately the next hour. So we're then gonna take our bagel dough and place it in here. And you're just gonna kind of rub it around all the sides and flip it over so that the dough also gets covered. We're gonna set this aside and cover it for an hour, and this should double in size by the time we come back. I'm telling you, it's gonna like fill this whole thing. She's gonna poof. We're gonna set it aside and set our timer for an hour. So I have all of the things that you need to make an everything bagel, and varying recipes will give you varying measurements, but it kind of doesn't really make a difference. It's just personal preference on how much of what you like. So we're just having some sesame seeds. We're also gonna add some poppy seeds. We're using some dried minced garlic. We're doing some dried minced onion. And then we're gonna do some coarse sea salt in there as well, the super big pieces. Mix it all together. Doesn't have to be super neat, but this is gonna be our everything bagel seasoning. I'm also gonna keep aside the sesame seeds and the poppy seeds because I am a huge fan of sesame bagels personally, so we're definitely gonna make some of those too. And now we're just gonna hang out for an hour until our dough poofs up. Refer back to drinking your coffee in the afternoon. Just chill for a little while.
Be sweet.
Am I ready?
We're speeding, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're back. It's been an hour. Our dough is poofed and ready. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, she poofed up. So we're gonna start forming our bagels, but first, I'm gonna go ahead quickly and preheat the oven to 425. And next up, we're gonna have to boil 2 quarts of water because the bagels do need to be boiled before we bake them. And we're gonna get about 8 cups of water to a boil. And then meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and form our little bagels. Just gonna flour the surface a little. The dough is probably kind of sticky. So I'm gonna start by just like kind of punching out any little air bubbles. Oh, it's kind of dense, so I think we're pretty good on that. We're just gonna break this into 8 equal pieces. So to form that, I'm just gonna get them in a nice ball shape and press your thumb into the middle of it to form a little hole. And look at that. That's bagel. We're just gonna set these aside until the water's boiling. Honestly, the last time I made these, they weren't like smooth on the top or anything like that, but I feel like it gives them like their own charm. They're kind of rustic. They're homemade bagels. I will say this dough is way less sticky than the last time. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. We're gonna find out. I'll be honest, this is the second time I've ever made bagels. The first time was a hit, so we're hoping for the same thing to happen here. All right, we got 8 bagels ready to go. I'm just gonna cover them up while we tend to our water. So we're adding 1/4 cup of honey to the water. You could also use like barley syrup if you want, but it's just like a little sweetness to the water that when you boil them, it helps like caramelize the crust of the bagel a little bit more. We love waiting for water to boil, you know? So good, so fun. So while you're waiting for your water to boil as well, it's good to have aside all of your toppings. So I brought my everything seasoning and my poppy seeds and sesame seeds, but also my egg wash. This is like kind of optional, but it just makes it better. So I just got egg whites in here with a tablespoon of water, and we're gonna brush this onto the bagels before we top them and before we put them in the oven. So we're gonna take our bagels and we're gonna boil them 2 to 4 at a time, as many can fit in your pan without like touching each other too much. And they should be for about a minute on each side. All right, we're just gonna flip them. We're gonna let them sit for another minute. If they're not as good as the last ones, I'm gonna be upset. All right, so they're about a minute on each side. We're gonna just put them onto our little cooling rack over here. I really did boil those bagels. Like I boiled them.
We made fat pasta.
We made fat circle pastas. Yeah, it's like 1 meatball in there, a little bit of sauce, 1 big pasta. Bagel pasta. Are all 8 bagels gonna fit on this rack? That'd be cool. All right, now that our bagels are boiled and ready. Someone just laughed at me?
Sorry.
Why? What did I do?
Nothing, I'm just laughing.
Okay. What are you laughing at?
Sorry.
What?
I'm just laughing at you.
Okay. Great. I'm glad to know I'm so hilarious. So now we're going to top our bagels. What is it, man? What is it? What the f***?
Wait.
You got a problem?
Can we stop for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna cut.
You got it together now?
Yeah.
We're good? We can move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have my parchment lined baking sheet ready to go. So next up, we're gonna top the bagels. We're gonna start with our egg wash. Now, I don't have a basting brush or a clean paintbrush. That would help you in this step, but I did have some kale in my fridge. Last time I did use green onions as my brush. So we're just gonna use this as our brush for the egg wash. Sometimes you gotta get a little crafty with it. It's all right. So we're just gonna brush all of them down. What the hell is that? I'm gonna brush them down just on the tops and the sides. So stupid looking piece of kale. Incredible. How many everything bagels do you guys think I should make? All right, so we'll take, we're gonna do is just dunk it into the seasoning. Make sure it's nice and coated. 1 everything bagel, ready to go. And then for the last 4, should I just do half poppy seed, half sesame? Should I leave any of them plain? What do you guys think? Heck yeah. Who doesn't love a sesame bagel? You know what I mean? All right, so we have our bagels topped, ready to go. Your hands are a mess, that's fine. You have poppy seeds all over the counter, that's also fine. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go ahead and place these bagels into our 425-degree preheated oven for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes so that 10 minutes of the way through, I can just flip the tray around so that they cook nice and evenly. But that's it. I guess we'll see y'all again with bagels, yeah? Gotta have an impromptu cheese board while you're waiting for your bagels to cook, you know what I mean? We got bagels. Okay, let's actually check on them. Stop. All right. There are your bagels. Look at that. This one's got a nice little golden moment over there. I feel like they could almost use like 5 more minutes, to be honest. Let's put them in for 5 more minutes. That's it. They're looking pretty good. Look at that. They're beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and just transfer these over to our little cooling rack. Oh, they look shiny on the outside and everything. They look pretty. All right, we're just gonna let these cool for a few minutes before we put them through the toaster test. And we're gonna put cream cheese on when we're gonna try it. I don't know which one we should try. I'm drawn to the sesame because I love that, but like, I don't know, what are you guys feeling? You wanna try one of the everything? We're gonna cut through this with our bread knife. Oh, the seasoning's going everywhere. Personally, I'm a fan of untoasted bagels. That's just me. Get our cream cheese at the ready. Meanwhile, we'll try one without toasting it, yeah? And everything as well. Personally, this is not enough cream cheese for me, but we're running a little low on cream cheese, so I'm just gonna... Okay, that's awesome. Crunchy on the outside, it's like soft on the inside. Ooh, and super flavorful. That is a bagel. Y'all gotta try this. Hell yeah. The bottom I'm sure is equally good, but there's no, that's not all topping on the bottom. Yeah? Super good, right? All right, our toasted bagel is done. Ah, it's hot. That's a f***ing bagel right there. We ain't even at Einstein's bagel. This is just my house. Ow, these are so, the f***ing little seeds are so hot when you put it in the toaster. Oh, you hear that crunch? I just love bagels and cream cheese so much. There's nothing better. This is so good. That's some motherfucking bagels, y'all. Treat yourself. Make bagels. Do it. Anyway, I'm taking this.